Sue McHugh. I originated the Chickweed Celebrating Indestructible Women fundraiser for the Rowan Family Crisis Council, specifically for the battered women's shelter. A bunch of us gals got together a year ago, and when I first came to town, I was about the only woman who would get up at open mic nights and play guitar and sing. And over the years, now I know a lot of women who do that. And I thought how nice it would be if we could all play together somehow. So I got a hold of them, and we decided we would have a show. And ultimately, we decided to make it for a good cause. And because we were all women, we thought women helping women would be ideal. And that's how we hit on the women's shelter and being able to support that. So once we got that little inkling of an idea, it took off from there. We branded it Chickweed, which was a huge success. We all know how chickweed is so aggravating and indestructible in our gardens, and we wanted to tie that in and just, tie it in with indestructible women and just give women a sense of empowerment. And we held the show. It was unique. It's unique to Salisbury, number one, because it is an outdoor show, both indoor and outdoor. We closed the street. We put up an outdoor seating area where we serve a little food and we serve a little beer and wine, and the performers are inside on the stage. And we end up being able to seat a lot of people, and the ambiance is just really, really something special. We got an outpouring of donations from the community because the event was so warmly embraced. Godley's nursery let us just collect as many plants as we wanted to put both in the performance area and out in the street to soften the concrete setting. And we said, well, geez, since we have your plants here, how about if we sell them for you if we can? And he said, sure, and keep 50% of the profits, of your revenue for your cause, which was just wonderful. The space was donated. All the performers donated their time. There were 7 performers, some singer-songwriters, some cover bands. The women ranged in ages over 5 decades, and the variety of music was just as changing and flexible, and it was just marvelous. We even had we have a belly dance troupe that comes out and snakes through the crowd in between settings, so there's no downtime. The show is always on, and the energy was very, very high. We marketed it basically through Facebook, but the Salisbury Post was very generous in giving us page time. We got several articles in the Salisbury Post. We advertised through radio stations, and we had about 200 people come out. We raised about $2,000 for the Family Crisis Council. This year, we want to make it a little bigger, a little better. We're trying to get some more sponsorships. We have some really fine new acts coming. April Turner is coming up from Charlotte. She does African storytelling through dance. We're very, very excited to have her. We have another gal from Asheville, Lyric Jones, who comes in with a full fleet of conga players, so that should be high energy. We have our artists from last year. We have Laura Vella, who's got that smoky, bluesy voice, and she plays keyboards. We've got Diane Hoffman, who is just a rock and roller. We've got Ashley Jo Farmer, who has played up at the White House Easter egg hunt, and she's just world class and writes a lot of her own songs. We have our youngest chick. We call our chicks. We call all our women performers the chicks. Our youngest chick is just 18, and she writes all her own music, and she's a very indie style performer. I do some blues and folk tunes. This year we also have Cy Arden joining us. She's got a very unique act herself, and she's an indie singer-songwriter as well. Last year, her art graced the gallery walls. This year we have Ashley Pierce, who is an art professor at Catawba College, and her art will be on the walls. We had artists selling jewelry, handmade jewelry. We had massage therapists here giving chair massages, and a foot reflexologist called us as we were gearing up our event last year and said, "Can I be a part of your event?" And so she gave foot reflexology sessions out under a tent out in the road. Just the outpouring of warmth and affection for the event from the community was unbelievable. By the time I went around to the merchants and just asked for a door prize donation, it was not just, it was, oh, hell yeah, because they had heard of it. It's a deserving organization that doesn't get a lot of time in the limelight, and for obvious reasons. It's the women that are there for very sensitive reasons, and so they don't go flag waving, but it was good to bring awareness to what they do. And what they do is huge. We don't know the half of it. They represent these women in court. They're beside them in the hospital. They just do amazing things. The Rowan Family Crisis Council also has a wish list on their website of all the items that they need beyond cash support. Toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning products, children's items. The list goes on and on. So Chickweed published that wish list, and we also said that we would collect those items at the event, should people choose to bring them. And we had a very, very large planting urn that we collected items, and it was so fun to see people coming up the road with their chickweed tickets, ticks we call them, and their big rolls of bulk paper towels and toilet paper. So we collected quite a mountain of items for the center. We collected over 24 cell phones because they outfit these women with cell phones so they can call 911 in the event of an emergency. Children's books, gifts for moms, sweatsuits, flip-flops, and so there's all these things that people don't know. I didn't know till I started really looking into, what we were all about here and what we were supporting, and the scope of what they provide to the community is astounding, and I think most people don't know. So we were very excited to be able to help them out. The whole Women Helping Women synergy was just incredible. There's some things that happened behind the scenes that don't really affect the community as much, but all these women that performed, the artists, ended up they didn't necessarily know each other in the beginning, and they all became very good friends, and some of them went on to perform together. So that's a whole nother separate synergy that happened on the side. And every one of them is so proud to be a chickweed chick. We had posters donated, the printing of posters. Somebody printed up the tickets last year for us. We sold advance tickets at 2 women-owned shops in town. And then there was another price at the door. We had bumper stickers for sale. Somebody donated chickweed t-shirts that said Indestructible across the front and had all the artists listed on the back. Morgan Ridge Vineyards was here selling wine, and they donated a percentage of their proceeds to our cause. So it was just this huge positive vibe from everyone who took part. People, even afterwards, were saying, "Oh, if you do that again, you need to call me. I just want to volunteer. I just want to work for this event." So I just don't think that all the events that go on in town get that kind of participation, without, unsolicited participation. People really were looking forward to helping and enjoyed helping, and it was just a marvelous event. So marvelous that we hope to make it an annual event. And we host the event here at the Black Box Theater. It's actually the Looking Glass Artist Center. but the community affectionately calls the space the Black Box. It is a black box theater in that it can be a very changeable venue for plays or musical performances, magic shows, workshops. There's just a variety of events that can be held here. It is a volunteer-run and owned place that needs to book to be able to stay alive, book events to stay alive. And we're proud to support the Looking Glass Artist Center. A lot of people did ask us, thank you for asking that, because a lot of people did ask us, is this women only? You know, can the guys come? Even some of the performers said, well, can I bring my band? And we said, sure. It's for women, but it's not, we're not excluding anybody. And so it was a very diverse and well-attended show. We hope it will be again this year. Men, women, children. We did let kids in free. There is alcohol, so it's not a children's performance by any means, but it was very inclusive just the same. We mostly advertise the event through Facebook. There is a Chickweed page on Facebook. I tend to talk a lot about the event, especially as it gets closer. If anyone wishes to help in the efforts, wants to volunteer this year, they can go on the Chickweed page and leave us a message, and we'll respond and get them involved.